Hey guys, XJ9 here, and today is going to be a video about how to train melee for up to 1.5 mil plus experience an hour. It's very AFK, it's just click once every 8 minutes pretty much. And also, you can get some free Slayer points and just kind of treat it like a daily, just to maybe passively finish 200 mil Slayer or maybe even get 120 Slayer. So, let's just talk about the gear right away. So, the archaeology logs, first off. It's very important to have Death Ward and Fury the Small. I would also say it's probably important to have the 10% Dread Natural. I'm not sure. You might be able to be fine without it, but I do know Death Ward and Fury the Small are very important. Full Vestment set, and I don't have this augmented, but you want it augmented. I'm not using this for so long. I'm just borrowing it. So the top, you want Relentless 5, Crackling 4, and Biting 4. And preferably Biting 4 Demon Slayer, because that damage really helps sustain. So if you can get Biting 4 Demon Slayer, that's very good. If not, you're still fine. You're absolutely fine. I've tested this without it. And the legs is going to be a Scavenging 4 and Looting, and Impatient 4. If you aren't interested in like loot for some reason with Scavenging, you can use like, what do you call it? Absorptive, but everyone likes components, so use that. And Zuck Cape I would even say is kind of important, the melee one, simply because of our rotation. I'll talk about later. Essence of Finality, I'm not sure how important this is. Maybe Ammo Souls you can get away with, but I just use Essence of Finality. Superior Leviathan Ring, I would say, is actually very important. It's from 100 pearls in the player reports. It's a very good ring because it reduces damage by 5%. There's a 5% chance to reduce damage by 50%. And it works very well when you're like Zerked and stuff, so because when you're Zerk you take double damage, but then it's reduced by 50%, so it's very good in that way. Zemmergo's Dexus I would also say is pretty important because we have a total of 75 less damage per hit, which helps a lot in sustain with this method we're doing. And we have a Scythe. My Scythe is perked. It's the best in the slot you can get is Equilibrium 4, what's it called, Relentless? Yeah, no, Ruthless 3, and Aftershock 4, Precise 2. You can get away with a Equilibrium 4, Ruthless 3, and just an Aftershock 4. But again, this is just best in the slot. It's very, very nice to have the most damage. And a Scrimshaw of Sacrifice. I am using a superior Scrimshaw of Sacrifice because these are actually quite pricey, and it's actually a very high value move to actually go to buy regular Scrimshaws and use 10 bones to make it into a superior Scrimshaw. It'll extend the duration by 3 hours. So if you have that unlocked at player reports, I highly advise making superior Scrimshaws because they have a lot of value and it'll save you a lot of money when doing this. And let's just say you don't want to use a sacrifice Scrimshaw and are interested in like the 6 to 10 mil GP per hour with loot. Just use a Scrimshaw, Vampirism, or Wen. You can probably get away with Wen if you have like most of this gear because you will heal so much from the damage over time. And again, Scrimshaw, Vampirism, it's good, but the big take on what I'm gonna present is that I'm trying to use the Scrimshaw Sacrifice, not using the Wen Book, not using the Vampirism, so I can get that 50% more experience, which will really speed up the grind of, AFK melee to 200 mil or whatever it is you want. Maybe we'll do 120 soon. And let's talk about the inventory very fast. So, Powder Penance, you just need it to AFK. Master of the Abyss with 120 Slayer Cape. If you don't have 120 Slayer Cape, but you're not 120 Slayer, just get a Master of the Abyss. This is from like double XP or Shadow Worlds. 4 Ripper Demon pouches just to increase your damage while killing these Abyssal Beasts. And Captain's Log is just to do ports, so you don't have to bring that. Restore to summon your Ripper Demons as you run out of points. Questscape is optional. If you don't have a Questscape, bring a Tokar Ring because we want to go to Laker Cave to get a 3% damage boost. Wilderness Sword is optional. It's just to go to wilderness events if you're interested in those. Spring Cleaner, you only need this if you're not using a Scrimshaw Sacrifice. Again, I highly recommend using a Scrimshaw Sacrifice because you don't have to pick up loot, it makes it even more AFK. So I'm just showing it there just for the sake of showing it there. Excalibur for, I don't know, maybe you want to heal, but you don't need this, so ignore it. Portable Obelisk is just the teleport to where we need to go. 4 overload salves, elder overload salves. Again, I am using the best overload, so if you're not using the highest, maybe you can't do this. I'm not sure. And lantadime sticks with torso sticks, and you just definitely want to light those up. And 2 Gudos, bonfire, and a bottle. This is just so you have more HP to work with, so you don't get KO'd. I actually like this a lot. It's very cheap. It's only like 10k in the G, and you can just bring 2 a trip, and it just helps you not die. So, besides that, we can just go to the spot right now. But again, I will say that I don't have my armor perk, so I can't sustain. Like, you actually do need the perks, the armor perks. So just saying. But this is just for demonstration purposes. So you go to level 4 wilderness. Well, actually no. First off, the first thing you would want to do is activate your quest point cape. Go to Glacier Cavern. Get the the Stone of Jazz boost. Go back to level 35 wilderness. You would put on your Scrimshaw. And I already used Vampirism Aura, so you would want to extend your Aegis Aura or refresh your Vampirism Aura. And again, if you treat this like a daily, it's not actually a big issue. However, we are forgetting something. So let's put on the Aegis Aura just for the sake of putting it on. Let's go to Lanica. So this is how you can get some passive Slayer points every day. And so you put on the mask and the Slayer cape, and then you get task on her. And I need no assignment. Okay, she didn't notice my cape, so she's gonna assign me the Abyssal Demons. Sometimes she might notice your cape, and then you can just go back to her, and maybe she'll notice your cape again. But until she doesn't notice your cape, then you can just keep doing this until she doesn't notice it, and then you get the force task with the Master of the Abyss. So it's a very easy way to get a lot of Slayer points if you're interested in Slayer points for whatever reason, and just a passively trained Slayer. So we're gonna try to head over here. And this is, so we're gonna, you want to put your Scrimshaw on if you have your Scrimshaw. Go here, overload, cast Darkness, and just stand here. This one might get stuck, and if it gets stuck, you would need to move over here. This guy also is kind of like, I'm not sure what he's doing. It's kind of annoying. I actually have no idea what this guy's doing. But, preferably this guy would want to go away, because this thing should be aggroing. I actually have no idea what this guy's doing. But, we're actually going to provoke this, guys. So we're on a Slayer task, so being on a Slayer task does help quite a lot. And again, I don't have my Scrimshaw on, so you will see drops, but preferably you shouldn't be seeing drops. And is this even where you're supposed to be standing? To be honest, I'm not sure, because this guy kinda did some things. I'm pretty sure this is fine. But yeah, well, if you start your trip, you can always just cast Excalibur, because like maybe you're Zerking and stuff. Is this thing going to be aggroing? I have 4 on me. You should have a total of 5 on you. Gosh, what was that guy doing? Why is that guy crashed my video? So I have 3. Let's see if there's 4. Is this thing aggro or do I need to get closer? I might need to get no, there's 5. Yeah, this is 5. This is the spot right here, so yeah, just, I don't know, take a picture, I guess. It's, if you stand right north of the skeletons, 1 north and 1 west. And I think with Aegis Aura, I actually might be fine, because Aegis Aura is better than Vampirism Aura in terms of AFKing and not taking any damage. My Ripper team is about to die, so I'm just going to refresh them. So, besides that, I mean, I have this cheat sheet, and I'll probably post this in the description again. And it kind of just explains everything. It explains, like, you can bring Ushtabis if you want to AFK in the Slayer dungeon. But, again, it's quite less experience. It's like 300 to 400k less experience an hour with Scrimshaw Sacrifice, of course. So, I highly recommend not doing that, because you also need aggro pots. So, yeah, I wouldn't do that, honestly. And besides that, we can just talk about some small notes about, like, what I'm doing. So, I'm using Enhanced Gloves of Passage. I don't think I actually talked about these. But, they're quite tanky, 108 armor, and I have the enchantment effect, so when I use Smash, I have 60% more damage, which is very good. I will also say that you could probably use Demon Slayer Gloves for 2% more experience but 4% more damage. But the thing about it is that it's range, and these are melee, so it doesn't really help you in tankiness. Oh, I ran a prayer, so we forgot to put on our penance powder. Yeah, put on your penance powder. Don't make your prayer run out. I think I'm fine now. Yeah. Okay, I need to put on my other prayer for now. This is what happens when you don't. This is what happens. We need to put a regular turmoil because we didn't put that on right away. So my bad. We need to wait for our prayer to go back up. But it doesn't matter. Again, you don't even need the tier 99 prayer. I've tested this with only turmoil, and it's fine. And again, I don't even have perks right now, so I'm actually kind of surprised I'm living. Again, it's mostly the Aegis aura. So the little details is, I mean, we can just read this. I mean, I pretty much said everything. Already said that. Zemmerghost Nexus is very important. Oh yeah, Chaos Roar is very good. Oh yeah, let's talk about the ability bar. My bad. First off, before we talk about anything else, ability bar. So Zerk first, Meteor Strike, Cleave, Chaos Roar, Hurricane, Quake, Sever, Greater Fury, Overpower, Smash, Sacrifice, and then Reflect, Immortality, Barricade. And those are just there just for, like, the defenses are there just like in case like you're dying maybe, I guess. And I don't know, just for safety, like, because sometimes you have 100% adrenaline, like, you'll have a lot of adrenaline because of the investments to set. So, it just helps with sustain. I will also say, the one thing that's interesting to note is, I think when you use Aegis Aura, your prayer doesn't get restored as much. So, I think if you're using Aegis Aura, you might not be able to use tier 99 prayer. So, that's an interesting thing to know, is all. And again, I'm surprised I'm living right now, but because I don't have armor perks. Besides that, oh, we don't put things like Assault on our bar because I read the wiki and it says to put Assault on your bar for some reason. I don't agree with that because if I can demonstrate this right now. So let's attack this guy and I'm going to use Assault in a second. Oop. Okay, so let's use it on this guy. So let's use Assault on this guy. Look what happens. I assault and I'm just stuck. Like, it's not good. Look, I'm still not aggroing. I'm still not aggroing. I'm still not now aggro. To me, I don't think it's worth using. That's why I use Overpower instead of Assault. It's faster and you build more adrenaline. So don't put Assault on your bar. I don't think it's a good idea at all. Oh, and this is also a very good method to get clue scrolls. So if you're a clue scroll guy or doing like Globetrotter or whatnot, is a good way to train your combat while doing clues. And yeah, and again, like if this whole setup, like this very specific setup, is just to be able to use the superior Scrimshaw Sacrifice. And if for some reason you don't have, like, I don't know, you don't have, I don't even know, like Leviathan Ring, you don't have Darkness, you don't have 120 Necromancy with Bone Shield, I would probably test out Wenbook. If you can't sustain despite the damage over time healing with Soul Split so much, I guess let's go to Scrimshaw Vampirism. But again, like, anyone can AFK with Scrimshaw Vampirism. That's the easiest thing in the world. It's just maximizing your XP while using Superior Scrimshaw Sacrifice. I think it's a big thumbs up. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, it's a good way to train melee. Very AFK, and because the wiki acts like you can only get 776k experience an hour base from doing this. That's not true at all. I mean, I guess they were losing player owned dungeon, but the player owned dungeon is a little bit slower. But with this optimized bar and optimized setup, you can, again, with Scrimshaw Sacrifice, 1.5 mil. So it's 1 million base. So yeah, I guess that's really it. I'm gonna keep it short. And any questions, just leave it comments below. And maybe, you know, again, maybe this was inspired. Just be like, okay, I'm just gonna do Abyssal Mass, Mass of the Abyss, and a Vampirism Scrimshaw and just AFK. And also, whenever your overloads run out, all you would do is just drink Elder Overload and cast Darkness and back to AFKing. And if you want, every time you overload, your Excalibur is back up. So like, you could just Excalibur if you want. It's optional, but I'm just saying, like, you could just keep doing that every time and you'll be fine. I'm probably mostly fine here because of, again, the Aegis Aura and also being on task for 9% more damage. Highly recommend having Binding for Demon Slayer, because that will make a big difference in killing these. So yeah,